Oh, snap. No one says "oh snap" anymore.
No.
I don't think that's a thing anymore.
No.
Great way to start a show.
Yeah.
Hey everyone, welcome to the newest episode of Talking Tongue. Hello. Hi, you beautiful people. Oh, wow. 100 people.
Oh my god.
100 people today watching this show. That's insane. I've never had so many people watch this show.
Look,
it's
man,
crazy.
you are taking the internet by storm.
I'm making it. I truly am.
Look at all that internet money. It's coming in.
Nice, thank you. Oh, yeah, it's coming, and the fans are waiting outside too. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the newest episode of Talking Tongue. I'm your host, Tongue Law. Today, joined by Justin Godelie from Pull the Plug. Hello,
I'm
Justin.
here. You're welcome.
Justin's here. I didn't say thank you.
Oh, right. No, they are.
Yes, they are welcome. How are you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm still riding high from
so we will talk. We'll talk.
But in general, I'm great.
Great.
Yeah.
I'm happy. Talking Tongue, of course, is the live stream show where we stream straight to Facebook, talking about the biggest thing that's happened in pop culture in the month.
Yes.
You round up 3 big topics and kind of squish them into a sexy ball, and then
Sexy ball.
talk about said sex. This metaphor is
Don't talk about sexy balls.
we're talking about my sexy balls on today's episode. But yeah, it's been one hell of a month for sure.
Yeah, it's been incredible. We've had so much content and movies and stuff thrown at us.
Let's say, to answer questions, of course, this is live, so we answer, live comments from Facebook. Friend of the show, Steve Bork, says, Tonlaw, was this the last Avengers? I don't follow this shit. Which is a great comment.
Yeah.
I will say, probably not. But this is the last of the Infinity Saga.
Yeah.
That said, let's talk about Avengers for a quick second. We understand this is the weekend Avengers came out. We are not dicks about this. This is literally when we can post about this.
Yeah.
So if you want to watch Avengers, have any interest in watching Avengers, we're going to talk about the broad feelings about them eventually at the end of the show, but also we will probably get into spoilers. So
yeah, we'll make sure that you are well aware of when that's going to happen.
We'll put graphics on and whatever. You can listen to this episode later on iTunes and Google. Find me there. Subscribe.
Yeah.
I'm plugging the show because it's going to be a great episode.
You're plugging the show you're on right now.
Carlos says hi.
Hi, Carlos.
I'm going to go ahead and say hi, Carlos. Just responding there. Okay. So, Justin, there's several things that's happened this month. Let's kind of run down the big stuff here.
Mm-hmm.
I have some things. If you have things that you want to add, feel free.
I'm taking a look at your list there, and it's a lot of stuff that I wanted to talk about. So
okay, first off, Joker trailer came out.
Yeah.
That looks dope.
Yeah, I'm stoked for this.
I am so willing to give them a shot again.
Yeah. 100%.
I feel like this might be a Suicide Squad trick where I was so impressed with that trailer and I'll be like, oh my god, Suicide Squad, and then it's a disappointment.
I don't know. I think I have more faith in Joaquin Phoenix to pick out a good role and a good movie and a good script.
Yeah.
He rarely has a complete and utter miss.
Yeah, Joaquin. He's moments away from an Oscar. I can feel it. Steve Bork says, thanks, Tongue. I appreciate your expertise. I know Steve. He's probably a little sarcastic with this comment, but I love him all the same. Anyways, so Joker trailer looks good.
Looks good. Really gritty. Really dark, which is that's like a staple now of DC films, and I feel like it's almost like a trope. But this is just it's straight out of the 70s or the 80s.
Looks great.
It looks awesome.
Cannot close that door. This is live editing, live stage picturing. There it goes. Oh, now we got a mirror in the shot. Great. No, it's fine. Wine Country trailer. I already forget what that was for. Wine Country. That was like a thing. Oh my god. I was like, oh, we should talk about Wine Country. Oh god, this is exactly.
I've been to the Wine Country. I like a nice
Oh, Wine Country. Yes. It's the Amy Poehler, Tina Fey, like all the big gals from.
All the big gals.
All the big gals from SNL.
I don't know anything about this actually. This is the first I'm hearing.
Like we got Amy Poehler, Maya Erskine, Maya Rudolph, Tina Fey, Paula Bell, Jason Schwartzman, Rachel Dratch.
Anna Gasteyer.
Yeah, there's a crazy cast for this. I remember this now. Amy Poehler directed this. It's coming to Netflix in May, so pretty cool. A rocking cast here. I remember now. Let's see. Rohan and Shannon joined. Hello, people.
Hey.
Now like 103 people
God.
are just watching the
So
stream. It's
famous.
insane. Star Wars trailer came out. Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
The Rise of Skywalker.
It's the rise. It's the Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you? What's your opinion on the title?
I don't care for the title, but I think I'm excited for Star Wars. Of course.
Oh yeah, of course.
Of course. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Like, I think the last movie, not to get too deep into it, it was kind of like kill the past, and I was really excited for that because the last movie is so controversial, obviously. But they did a really good job, just kind of like. Fuck it, we're starting something new, and now it's just like, well, it doesn't feel like it anymore.
I really don't want them to retcon all of that stuff as being like, no, her parents actually do mean something, and we're not killing. Like, I want there to be some. I want there to be some consistency.
Yeah. But the trailer looks fine. I mean, it's a teaser, so you don't see too much.
You can't get much. I love the visuals of like Poe and Finn like on that speeder thing. And they're like rushing through the desert. It looks very like intense and thematic and
totally.
And it is the end of the Skywalker. They're calling the Skywalker saga. So we are gonna get some finality.
So much finality this year. I mean, I'm gonna skip ahead. Game of Thrones is gonna end. Justin, you bring a hard drive today?
Nope.
Okay. Well, Justin has never seen Game of Thrones, or he's seen one season. And
I wouldn't bring a hard drive to him because that would mean that I'm pirating it, and I'm not gonna.
I paid HBO. For these copies.
Oh, okay.
Some of them look like they're cam-based, but that's because the executives used a camcorder to record it for me, of course.
Right. Okay, cool.
Disney Plus, they've announced a shit ton of shows and whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, we're getting a crap ton of Marvel shows, and, what else are we getting? Like, The Mandalorian.
We're getting The Mandalorian.
Photos came out from Mandalorian. That's part of my notes here.
They have said that, they're pretty much opening up what they call the Disney Vault. So a lot of, like, the old stuff that hasn't been available out there is going to be coming to the streaming service, which is amazing.
Christine, my friend Christine, lovely, lovely person. Hi, Tongue. I never tune into these shows, but I'm here. And I'm going to go ahead and say, the comment you're trying to react to is deleted.
I like all of your friends, by the way. Like,
I can't even reply to her.
All of your friends just talk shit about you, and it's great.
I love it, too. I love that I can't even like or comment to what she said.
I wish you could pin that comment.
Pin comment.
Beautiful.
I can.
Amazing.
Okay, well, that's great. I'm going to unpin and pin again. Oh, sick burn. You're here for Zachary Levi. And, of course, we're going to talk to Shazam later. But, we'll get to that. A few more things. Guava Island, Donald Glover's show with Rihanna released. It's like an hour-long special there's some music. I would really want to check it out, of course, because I love Donald Glover's stuff.
Yeah.
But I heard kind of mixed things about it, honestly.
I don't know much about this. I'm all for anything Donald Glover makes.
Yeah.
He's incredibly talented, and the man can do no wrong, in my opinion, but... We'll see.
Your podcast site.
Somebody's hacked it.
PTP request that you give us the heads up before spoilers.
Hey. Okay, clearly, you guys aren't listening. We're going to be very clear when we're talking about spoilers, all right?
Yes, we will be very clear. Yeah. And for Christine's sake, yes, we will talk about Shazam first, just for her.
Oh, okay.
Because the audience, 50 now outside. They demand it. Thanos demands it. Pet Sematary is out. You know what? After Us, I feel like I'm in a more rejuvenated state to watch horror movies, and that's how I felt last month. And now I'm back to like, I don't need to see it. I love Us.
See, I'm a tiny little baby boy.
Yeah.
So I can't do horror movies at all.
Yeah.
There's certain ones that do like catch my eye.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I could be into that, and then I just forget about them.
Yeah.
I'm not good.
It's a give and take for me.
Yeah.
21 Bridges, Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah.
Produced by the Russo brothers.
Yes.
Taylor Swift came out with a song yesterday, and I was saying to Laura, that I can't believe Taylor Swift is competing against Endgame, and she's like, I don't know how much overlaps between the two, and I'm like, shut up. So I don't know. I would say there's some overlap.
I'd say there's
a lot of people out there.
Look, no one is spending 3 hours of their day listening to. Well, maybe they are, but not to an entire new song. You're gonna enjoy the song, you're gonna go see the movie, and then on the drive home, you're gonna listen to the song on repeat.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
Anyways, it's out. There's some Easter eggs there.
Do you have like a clip of it?
A clip of it? I can pull a picture of it later.
Okay, great.
Yeah, it's actually pretty catchy, as all her songs are.
Yeah.
If you don't think her songs are catchy, I don't care if you like them or not. They're catchy. They are. Catchy. It's pop. It's pop.
I don't care for them, but they're catchy as hell.
Yeah. Mortal Kombat 11 came out this month, talking about gaming. Very violent. Looks super cool. It looks fun. Days Gone came out, a zombie game for the PlayStation.
Oh, yeah.
It's supposed to be very bad, so don't buy it. And for those of you who've been following PodCavern plays, we've been playing a little bit of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate with the new downloadable character Joker from Persona 5. Very exciting.
This is interesting to me because I don't know anything about Persona. So when they said Joker's released, I was like, I don't see the overlap there because I'm thinking Batman Joker.
Yeah, and it's crazy to me because that game isn't on the Switch. So I knew about this character, but I just started playing Persona 5. I had it for a year, but I was like, do I want to commit to this 100-hour game? But the timing worked out. It's like, all right, I'm going to start playing this. I'm like 20 hours in. I feel like I just finished the tutorial. so
lots of gameplay.
There's lots of gameplay, of course. And yeah, that's it. That's all the things that happened this month. Unless you have anything else.
No. We got a lot.
We got a lot to get to.
Main things,
guys. This is what we're talking about today. Episode 12. Today we have Hellboy, Avengers Endgame, Shazam! ! That is not the order we're going to be doing it in. We're going to go Shazam, Hellboy, Avengers. How's that sound?
Yeah, that sounds good.
And aesthetically on this picture that I've made here, this is a beautiful
This is
photo.
A wonderful
yeah, because the way it was going to line up was Hellboy would be in the middle. And I was like, I cannot have this movie represent this.
You've got some feelings.
I have some feelings on Hellboy.
I'm very excited.
But let's get into Shazam. So let me just pull this up here. Shazam. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. And bam, we're back.
Hi.
And then bam, here we go. Shazam, Zachary Levi looking hot. Boom. That's Iron Man.
That looks like Iron Man.
But I trust that it's not gonna play Iron Man stuff. Great.
This is great.
There we go.
There he is.
Let's talk about Shazam, and of course, people at home, mainly Christine, because she's sticking around.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to talk about Shazam, throw some questions at us. I mean, I know Justin. It's funny enough. I invited you on this podcast because you swore to me. That you would watch Shazam and Hellboy, but you didn't either of those things.
Well, look, so first off with Hellboy, I was like, this looks kind of neat, and then I started hearing about it, and I was like, nah. And then with Shazam, I'm a very busy man. Yeah. I have lots of fans, and they didn't
demand things. And lower this. Your face is too big, so I'm gonna lower the window here. That looks good.
That looks great.
Your hair looks great.
Thank you.
All right, let's talk a little about Shazam here. Yeah. Opening weekend. Call me and I have shit to say about this movie. Just type it, because I don't know how to call you in from now.
There's a lot of moving parts right now.
Christine, you should have told me about this before. I would have called you in somehow. I would have made it work, but this is way too hard right now. Opening weekend, $53 million, and worldwide, $326 million. That's
solid.
That's no chump change.
No, that's solid.
$326 million right now. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Last time I checked, it was 90% on Rotten Tomatoes, and it keeps gliding up and down from there. Like, mostly up, as far as I can tell. It is one of the highest rated DC movies ever.
Probably compared to
Wonder Woman. And Aquaman did very well too. I mean, I'm gonna get into some spoilers. I hope you don't mind.
I don't.
But
spoilers for Shazam.
But we're not gonna get there right now. I really just want to get into kind of like the things around Shazam. Like, it's so cool to me that DC is now kind of focusing on these singular stories. They finally understand. Let's focus on these things. sure, Batman exists in this universe, and we see that. We see many of times when like Batman dolls are in like a toy store and Zachary Levi's just chucking Batman toys at the bad guy because it's funny. But we don't see Batman here. It's not like plagued down by the darkness of Man of Steel and the broodingness of Batman vs Superman and the kind of confusingness of Justice League of like, all right, there's this larger battle at stake here, but no, this doesn't touch any of that.
Right, okay. I kind of like that. I like that it's a separate entity. That's good.
Christine, raise the budget. And then we have Isaac saying, Saludos de Chile. I think he's from Chile.
Hello. From Chile.
And this is the 7th installment in DC Comic franchise. It's 2 hours and 10 minutes. I wrote arguably the best DC movie.
Wow.
And, arguably.
Yeah.
I would say, for me, Wonder Woman might take the slight edge for me. I think there's a little bit more emotion going on in Wonder Woman, which I appreciate it. Mm-hmm. But in terms of pure enjoyment and what movie I would probably go back to sooner, it is probably Shazam.
Shazam you had like more fun with.
Shazam's more fun, but Wonder Woman I have more of like a wow, I appreciate some of these really cool things that Wonder Woman herself is. Like when I see Wonder Woman, I'm like, that is Gal Gadot is Wonder Woman to me.
Yeah.
Zachary Levi is Shazam to me, but there is kind of a disconnect, which I'll talk about in a second. We have this movie starring Zachary Levi and Asher Angel, who plays Billy Batson.
That's a badass name, by the way.
Asher Angel. He's fucking badass. Yeah, he is the kid in this movie that plays Billy Batson. And of course, Billy Batson, of course, he turns into the magical Shazam.
Shazam!
For those of you who don't know, Shazam is this ancient wizard played by Jimon Hansu. It took me forever to learn his name. I think I still got it wrong.
I'm impressed that you got that close.
Last month, because he was in Captain Marvel as well, I said Digimon Hansu, and people called me out and they ripped me apart for it. So Jimon Hansu, I'm pretty sure that's how you say it. He's this grand wizard, basically the last of the wizards, and he has to pass down his power essentially.
Okay.
He's about to die.
He's about to die. Okay.
Oh, he's just really old, so that's why he's dying. We also have Mark Strong, who's been in Kingsman, Zero Dark 30, Sherlock Holmes, Jack Dylan Grazer, who plays Freddy in this movie, who's Asher Angel's best friend in the movie. And then we have a couple other people too, of course. But those are like the main stars. Directed by David F. Sandberg. I've never seen any of these movies. I'm going to list them out here. Closet Space, Attic Panic, Lights Out, Annabelle Creation. And I thought it was interesting because these are all horror movies.
Yeah.
And I talked about it last month too, and Jordan Peele eloquently talked about the balance of comedy and horror and how they're basically the same thing of creating tension and releasing tension. One is creating tension in the way of horror and making you scared, and the other one's like building up to a joke and making you laugh.
Oh, I like that.
So there's some cool parallels there, and this movie does a great job with the comedy. It's a really funny movie. Like there's a lot of great stuff. Let's see, and of course, Justin, feel free to just interrupt. And,
I will.
Yeah, and tell me.
One thing that really entices me about this movie, honestly, is the charisma and the likability of Zachary Levi. Every single thing you see him in, and like whether it's interviews, films, TV shows, doesn't matter. He's just such an endearing actor, an endearing person that when you watch him, you're constantly rooting for him. And I think he's got a very much like a childlike wonder and fun about everything, which works perfectly.
Yeah. I saw I saw his maybe like it was a Cineplex spot before a movie, but basically it was him talking about how he just played a bunch of video games and ate a bunch of candy, just trying to get into character and remind himself how he was when he was 12 years old or whatever it is. And yeah, let's get into it. So the story basically, I think I kind of covered it already, but basically Shazam is passing down his power to a successor, which ends up being this kid, Billy.
He's like an orphan, is that right?
He's an orphan, little orphan boy running away from his troubles, blah, blah, blah. And the thing is, this movie reminds me, it's the closest thing to a Marvel movie that I've seen in a while. in DC.
In DC world,
I've never seen that in DC.
Right.
So it's the closest to it. I won't say it's groundbreaking. Like, I don't think it's like the most amazing film I've ever seen.
Right.
But I think it's very fun and it's earnest. So that's really wins a lot of points for me.
And even again, having not seen it but seeing the trailers, I get a lot of the same like kind of comedy feelings and comedy beats as a Marvel movie. And as far as like, you know, when the wizard's like, just say my name, and it's Shazam, and the kid's like, that's stupid.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It knows it's being silly. It knows it's a superhero movie, and I really enjoy that. Aspect of
and
it.
if you're seeing this part here that we're playing kind of the trailers, the parts of like Zachary Levi learning his powers and be like, can you do super flight? Can you do electricity? Can you do like whatever? Can you teleport or whatever? That's all fun stuff.
Yeah.
Because his best friend in the movie knows a lot about superheroes.
Well, yeah, he's like a massive fan of. Yeah. He's got like a Batman battering ring, and he's got like headlines from Superman or like a bullet, I guess, that was shot at Superman or something like that. So he's very invested in this superhero world.
Right. To answer Laura's question, yes, and that is a spoilers, but sort of. She asked a question, but I'll get into it. It's one of my favorite moments thing. But basically, essentially, like the 7 sins in the movie are being contained by Shazam, and they want to get released, essentially. And Shazam's power is dwindling. That's why he has to pass it down to a child. Okay. And Shazam's been searching for years for a successor until he found Billy.
So is this somebody who, like, he needs to be worthy, essentially? Like,
I think he is, and then at one point, it's like he got too weak, and he just chose Billy, kind of thing. But Billy seemed good enough at, like, anyways.
Okay.
I think, so we have Shazam and Billy, and I think my main complaint about this movie is that Billy Asher Angel feels like a completely different kid than Zachary Levi. And that is a sentiment that I've heard a lot of people say, but I truly feel it. When I was watching this movie, I'm like, these two people don't feel like the same kid. Because Asher Angel, when he's just a kid, he is kind of prude. He's kind of like, he's kind of a dick. He's kind of offish, like he's just kind of like whatever, man, like,
he like separates himself.
Okay. He runs away. Like, it's a theme in the movie where he's trying to find his real family, his mother. He lost his mother when he was a child, and he's got brought into this new I don't know, foster family type of situation. But like this kid, like he is kind of a goof, but he's not as goofy as Zachary Levi. Whenever he transforms into Shazam, Zachary Levi is a goof, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
He's like such a playful child, and he's just like, I'm a little kid in a big guy's body, and I'm tearing shit up. But you never see that. Every time he's back to the kid, he's just like, he's not like that.
So I wonder if that's intentional in the sense of like, this kid who's like, you know, he's an orphan, he's trying to find his parents or mom or whatever, and he's like had a hard time. He's like putting on this adult facade, and then when he becomes this superhero, he's just like, holy shit, this is rad, and then he kind of reverts to being a kid again. A little bit. Maybe there's some aspect of that. I do even see that though with the previews where it's like, these do feel like separate characters.
Yeah, and Zachary Levi is very cartoonish and like expressive too with his emotions and how he expresses them. But like Asher Angel, his face is just a kid.
Yeah,
and it's fine. He's a good enough actor. It's just his best friend in this movie, Freddy, feels like Shazam more than the kid who plays Billy.
Oh, okay.
Because this guy, his best friend, or his like kind of foster brother, he's just so like into the superheroes. He's just like, yeah, let's do this. I love superheroes. I love cartoons. I love all this stuff. And the Billy is just kind of like, oh, cool, like whatever. I need to find my mom. I'm so sad.
Okay. So he doesn't have that wonder, that
he doesn't feel like a kid. He just feels like he just doesn't want to be there.
Okay. Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting. Let's see here. There's other kids in the movie who have an amazing part. I'll skip over this part because it's not as interesting. The bad guy is Mark Strong, who plays Thaddeus Savannah. I had to look that up because I didn't remember his last name.
I knew it was Savannah. I didn't know it was Thaddeus.
Thaddeus or Thaddeus. I said he's so. His whole thing is he feels that he deserves the power of Shazam because Shazam approached him when he was a kid, and basically he said, "You're not worthy." And then his entire adult life, he's been chasing the doorway to get to the
what a thing to say. Yeah, you're not good enough. Yeah, he just bails.
It's just funny because they do that a lot. Shazam the Wizard, there's a lot of like people who he went through and said, are you gonna be Shazam? Nah. You're gonna be Shazam? Nah. And he like makes these people have like PTSD about it. They're like, they're like, I don't know how to feel. This wizard used to, I don't know, he approached me, said I was not worthy. So I thought that was funny. Let's see here. I want to go to favorite moments of the movie, unless you have any questions to ask about this at all. No. And this is spoiler territory, of course. Let's see here. There is something in this movie called the Shazamily, which they don't call it that way. I looked it up. It's the Shazam family. So
the Shazamily?
Yeah, that's what they said. I'm not sure if that was like the website I went to. That's how they spelt it. I've never actually read the Shazam comics, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I've seen Shazam in comics as like a part of the Justice League and like Injustice and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know. So basically, the whole thing is there's a council of 7 wizards. And only Shazam's left over.
Okay.
But basically, Shazam has the power of all of them in a way because he holds the staff. There's like this special staff. And in the movie, his foster family gets together in the final standoff and they hold the staff. He's like, say my name. And they all yell Shazam and they all become big.
Oh, rad.
So it's a really rad part. And of course, that's a spoiler, but it's a rad part in the movie. I really enjoyed that. The Shazamily. And to Laura's point, there's a Freddy who's a disabled kid, who's, again, best friend, brother guy, becomes Adam Brody, which we made both of us laugh. It's just like, it's perfect.
he looks like a young Adam Brody.
Yeah. It's really great. Really fun stuff. The 7 Deadly Sins CGI was kind of crappy. Felt like Ghostbusters 2. Thank you. Yes, I was going to mention that. The bad guys in this movie, like Thaddeus Savannah, he harnesses the power of the 7 Deadly Sins. They do not look really different from one another, and it looks bad.
Oh, really? It looks bad. Like just flat out bad.
It just looks like Hellboy, which I'll talk about. Yeah, yikes. But yeah, it was pretty bad. Let's see. There's a great moment in this movie which kind of turned it on its head, where he reunites with his mother who abandoned him when he was a kid. Or the thing is, he thought they just got lost from one another.
Oh,
Turns out she purposely kind of let him go at a carnival. She just she saw him and then she's like, nope, the cops can take care of my son better than I can. And she just left the son. And then he spends the movie trying to find her, finds her, and there's a great moment in this movie because she wins like this compass at the carnival and says, you'll need this because it'll help you find home one day. And you're like, okay, I think I know how they're going to handle this. And she says, basically, he finds her and she's like, I'm not ready to take you back, basically. Like, I'm not the mother you need me to be kind of thing. I'm glad you're happy, but I'm not a good mom. And he's like, well, I've been keeping this and whatever. And he brings it up to the mom and she's like, what is this? And it's like completely heartbreaking.
Oh.
So it's like, that's an amazing moment. It just kind of flips that on its head. It's just like, he's like, well, maybe you'll need this more than I do then. Because she doesn't remember.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh my God. I was like, that was really great.
That is emotionally draining.
It was emotionally draining. But it was like one of the most sincere, kind of like surprising moments in this movie. Because everything else is kind of like fun, but very predictable.
Okay.
Except for the Shazamily. I didn't know.
Shazamily is my favorite word now.
Yeah, that's the name of my new sex move. I'm not kidding. And the last thing I'll say about Shazam is 2 things. One of them is there's a post-credit sequence where there's a 2-inch talking worm or caterpillar who's like,
you are blowing my mind.
Yeah, he's like, like, because obviously Thaddeus loses. Right. He gets to prison. And he's trying to find the doorway to the 7 deadly sins. All those, because he gets drained of his powers essentially.
Okay.
And this 2-inch little worm, just like with these like beady eyes, is like he's hatching like this mastermind plan. It's like, you want to get these powers? Well, this is how you would do it. You're like, what the fuck? So I had to look it up, and it's like, let's see. His name is God. Did I not write his name? Let me find him quick because it's.
I want to know more about this magic worm.
Worm Shazam. Worm Shazam. They're gonna Mr. Mind. I did write it.
Mr. Mind.
Mr. Mind. He is a 2-inch talking worm with telepathic powers and genius level intellect. Carries out his plans through an organization of the Monster Society of Evil. Great name.
That is not even hiding your motive.
Yeah, I know. It's just like, welcome to the Monster Society of Evil.
Welcome to the evil bastards of America.
And then one guy raises his hand. He's like, do we have to be evil? And then he gets dusted. Yeah. He has advanced mind control powers. Hypnosis, mental image projection, limited invulnerability, ability to spin super strong silk at high speeds, and get this, at his evolved state, which I'm sure is like some sort of butterfly or moth or whatever, the capability to devour space and time. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I gotta go to a party. Love you. Have a great rest of your podcast. Zach Levi forever. Thanks, Christine.
Thanks for saying.
Christine forever.
I love
you. Great. And my closing thoughts is the movie is a little too long.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I felt like the final battle sequence was just like it just kept going, and most of the time I'm okay with it, but it was just like, I feel like this movie should end by now. It's like I said, it's only 2 hours and 10 minutes. But it felt longer. So
that's interesting.
I thought that was interesting for me. I was restless a little bit, maybe, but it could have been 10 minutes shorter.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's move on to Hellboy. Hellboy. Let me just close this Shazam here. Open up Hellboy. Do a little bit of live editing. Bam, bam.
Ooh, look at this go. Look at this. Ooh, look at that poster. Look at that Hellboy poster. That's
great. You know what? This Hellboy poster better than the movie. Okay, let's talk about Hellboy.
I gotta say, I'm sorry, but I was so excited for this.
Like, I know.
If it came out and I'm just like, this looks like nonsense, but in the best way possible.
I know, and it's funny to me because David Harbour from Stranger Things fame, I was on board with that.
Yeah.
And the first time they released a picture, it looked awesome because the costume of Hellboy looks amazing.
Yeah.
He looks great as Hellboy. Does he play Hellboy well? I don't know. Like, this is a weird thing for me because I actually never saw the first Hellboy or second Hellboy.
Really?
Yeah, so I don't have anything to compare it to. But I was hoping in a way, I was like, well, this obviously has to be the better one. They've had years since the other one to perfect it. But it's not. So Hellboy is from the Dark Horse Comics. Opening weekend, $12 million, which is not good. So opening weekend, it placed third.
That's not what you want from a summer blockbuster.
Yes. Worldwide, $21 million. From the first and second...
So wait. Is that good?
$21 million is... Okay, let's go back here. Shazam, $326 million worldwide.
So not that good.
Not good at all.
Cool.
There is, I know it's like $1 million. It sounds like a lot, but
it's not.
Not for movies. Let's see. What else?
Worldwide, $21 million. That is unheard of.
Yep.
For a movie of this budget.
14% on Rotten Tomatoes. Sometimes 13, sometimes 10.
Okay.
Sometimes 18. Like, it's kind of all over the place.
Interesting how that varies.
But it's not really loved by anybody. I think, like, even... Like, I don't know. Like, again, I'm not a huge Hellboy fan. I was willing to give it a shot. It's kind of... It would be my cup of tea if I was just complete death metal violence and gore and just kind of, like, I don't know, fun. But the movie, it wasn't fun enough for me.
Okay.
And I'll get more into that in a second. It's a reboot of the franchise from 2004 and 2008 where Ron Perlman played him.
Yeah. I really enjoyed that. I did see those.
Yeah, and apparently it was really
They're
great.
really good.
Directed by Neil Marshall, that did The Descent 1 and 2, Tales of Halloween, Dark Signal, and Doomsday. I haven't seen any of these ones. I heard Descent is great.
Okay.
Have you seen any of these?
I have no idea. I've never even heard of Neil Marshall.
Okay. Starring David Harbour, Mila Jovovich, Ian McShane, Sasha Lane, Daniel Day Kim, which I remember there's a huge controversy with Daniel Day Kim. Not about him specifically, about there was a casting choice and then someone ducked out of that role because they weren't the right... Like, it was a race thing, mostly. So Daniel Day Kim stepped in. I'm pretty sure this is how the story goes. I'm pretty sure it's for this movie. And it didn't matter. This movie's bad. So I guess I cannot spoil this movie for you because I legitimately cannot tell you what happened in this movie. It is so mind-boggling how they made a movie like this. It is insane to me. There is no origin. There's almost a way that it's like maybe they expect you to know Hellboy since you might have seen the other ones, but there's no like launching
this isn't
pad
related to them.
No, it's not. Yeah. But there's no launching pad of being like, this is Hellboy, this is who he is, this is his motivation as a character, and this is why he's kind of working for this other company, I guess, or his dad's kind of assassin group. I don't even know. Secret organization.
So do they hunt like beasts and
that's what it feels like. That's what it feels like. Okay. I'm sure that's what it is in the first movie, but like the way they set it up in this movie, I'm just like, wait, what? I don't understand, because they open the movie with Mila Jovovich, who is the bad guy in this movie, and here you go. You can see who is it? Her head's split by King Arthur.
Oh.
And that's the beginning of the movie, and then you just see Hellboy kind of fight in a wrestling ring, and it kind of is fun at the beginning of the movie. And I'll spoil the very beginning of the movie, where it's a kind of a fun kind of thing where his friend is in a wrestling ring, becomes like this demon, and they're fighting, and it's kind of jokey fun, but the fighting is like good enough. Okay. And then Hellboy kind of plants his friend at the edge of the ring, like where the post is, and kind of impales his friend.
Jesus.
Which I thought was a funny moment, because there was like a lot of fun before that, and then it suddenly switches, and this is when I knew this movie was like, this movie is probably not what I think it's going to be, because his friend's just like, I'm dying, and he's giving this really heartfelt speech at the very beginning of the movie, where you're like, wait, this speech should be at the end of a movie, because they shift tones, and it's like, you should care about this character dying.
Yeah.
But I don't know who this character is.
What the hell?
I don't know who this character is. He's like, he might be like saying like bad omens are coming. He's like, the end of days are coming, and you see Hellboy being like, oh my god, like being really serious about it, and I'm like, what happened?
You were just you were laughing, like you.
Yeah,
you were
I was like kind of like having a little bit of fun, and then I'm just like, wait, everything got really serious all of a sudden, and it just too jarring.
Oh, that's weird.
And this movie's all about that, just so jarring all over the place, going from like self-referential humor, making fun of itself, and then going really hard in being like, I don't think you guys get the joke of what's happening here. Like, it's bad. Let's see here. I wrote.
I'm even watching like these clips that are kind of being shown here, and it looks like I'm watching 3 different movies. So
this is the thing. I wrote story fusing many plots into one. That doesn't make much sense. I would say it was like 6 movies in one.
Wow.
There is a clear scene where it's just like, I imagine if I stabbed you and I said, we gotta find the cure, and then right away you get this whole adventure probably already happened in that span. But I'm ready. I'm in the cave of this ancient wizard who's going to somehow heal you. Tell me another plot device point for a MacGuffin that is introduced way late in the movie, and then this wizard dude turns into dust, and it's super confusing.
I know what you're talking about.
It is so hard for me to explain. At times it's laughably bad. And I knew that coming in, because that's kind of what I wanted. I wanted it to be like, oh man, if this is really bad, like, then I'll laugh and have a good time. Sometimes it happened. Most of the time it didn't.
It's just annoyingly bad.
It's annoyingly bad.
Oh, that's a shame.
I was shocked, because one of our friends, Dan Forrester, really liked this movie, or I wouldn't say really liked it, but he enjoyed it a lot.
He enjoyed it. He had a fair amount of actually pretty good things to say about it.
Yeah,
and it almost convinced us to be like, oh, okay,
yeah,
like, hey, okay.
I was
really like it.
I was gonna give it a fair shake, because I like bad movies too. Don't get me wrong, but I think this movie just doesn't make any plot sense, and the characters, how they introduce them, they do a very bad job introducing them to the plot of the movie. Daniel Day Kim's character and Sasha Lane's character, they come out of nowhere. Imagine Sasha Lane especially. It's kind of like, you're this person that I assume that I helped back in the day as Hellboy.
Right.
I'm like, oh, I haven't seen you forever. Hey, little girl, how's it going? And then I start speaking a language that the viewer doesn't understand, and then you speak something back in another language that I don't understand, and you both are like, yeah, Like we know what you're talking about, but none of us do.
What the hell?
None of us do. And then somehow a fight breaks out, and somehow she's like a core part of the movie as part of this trio. It's very confusing. I can't even tell you how Daniel Day Kim's character even got integrated in the story.
Did you fall asleep?
No, I was awake. I did see a late showing, but at some point he's just there, and he's just like, I gotta kill Hellboy. And then later he's just like, I'm so glad I didn't kill Hellboy. I'm like, what? Like, everybody has their own weird arc in this movie, and it makes no sense. It's bad. I'm gonna keep saying that. I'm gonna keep going back, bad. Ending my sentences with "it's bad." Emotional beats in this movie. I need to talk about those really quickly. There are several moments in this movie that are not earned at all. I think it's Ian McShane. I think that the older gentleman, he's in like American Gods. He's a lot of stuff.
He's in Deadwood. Yeah.
He is I assume you're not going to see this movie, so I don't really care. And honestly, if you care about spoilers for this movie, then you shouldn't, because like I can't really spoil it really. I assume you're there because you wanted to see a lot of cool gory action. There's only a bit.
Oh, really? See, like, because they're showing a lot of gory action.
Yeah, like there's maybe there's enough, but for me, the rest of the story pissed me off so much that when I saw the gory bits, I'm like, it's not gory enough, or whatever. It's not cool enough. But Ian McShane, he's the father of Hellboy, or like the adopted father, and he dies, and then Sasha Lane has the ability to kind of raise you from the dead in a really disgusting way, as a ghost specter kind of thing, and he's just like, I was never a good father to you. You are the best thing that's ever happened to me. Blah, blah, blah. I love you, son. And I'm like, wait a second. When did you guys establish that you guys were even, like, that close as father and son? And there's no moment where he's just, like, ever treats his son that way, or it's not well deserved.
They don't have that kind of relationship at all.
They don't spend enough time together in the movie to, like, warrant a discussion like that.
So you don't care about their relationship, and
you
can tell they don't.
Well, they don't as actors, but the story wants you to believe that it's like, man, this is sad. His father died. Aren't you sad too?
Be sad.
And I'm like, no, I don't know what's happening. Let's see. The runtime is 2 hours. I said the tone's all over the place. Yeah, I already said all these things. Favorite moments? Yeah, there's a couple moments of gore, like I said. Here's a thing. His friend turns into a cheetah, who got bit by a were-cheetah at some point.
A were-cheetah.
His clothes, you might have seen that, rips off, turning into a cheetah. At the end of that sequence, he goes and puts the same shirt back on. And it's completely clean. It's like you bought it off the rack or something like that.
Just poor lack of detail.
Yeah, it's just bad. This part where he gets his super Excalibur, cool-ass fire Hellboy shit.
Full horns.
He gets it, doesn't do shit. Doesn't do shit. He has a vision that he'll kill a bunch of people, doesn't do shit with it.
Good.
I think he might swing the sword once or something.
That's what you want.
Yeah.
That's the payoff you're looking for.
Exactly. And yeah. That's it.
Incredibly, I feel deflated.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No. Like, it sounds like there's zero redeeming things about this film.
Truly, I don't hate a lot of things. I kind of hate this movie. It's almost astonishingly bad. And like I said, it's a wonder how they made this movie in the first place.
Yeah.
In which case, I give it some sort of credit. Like last month, I saw Dumbo, which was okay. It was kind of boring and sometimes enjoyable. This movie is just really bad, but in some ways, it's more interesting because it's that bad.
I really want to hear like a tell-all in like 2 years about everything that went, because I heard there was like conflict between David Harbour and the director, and then like David Harbour and Ian McShane would like kind of ad-lib scenes, and the director's like, what the hell's going on here? But then they kept that in the movie, like
weird
background stuff that just clearly fucked with this movie.
Man, that's so weird. I think David Harbour, it might be like him got a bad script or something like that. Definitely that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just felt like maybe he was just doing the best he can with the script, but he wasn't like, didn't feel much like anything to me.
He didn't care about it.
I wasn't like, oh, at least David Harbour was good. I was just like, man, this is a bad movie. Like, it's just like, but his costume looked great.
It looks good.
His costume looked great.
The style looks kind of fun. it seems very stylized and hokey and stuff.
Yeah.
Is that no?
Kind of. I don't know. It's a CGI mess kind of thing, and whatever. Anyways, that's Hellboy for you. Let's close this up. And
get out of here.
Get out of here, Hellboy. Let's just check in here. All right. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
500 people watching the stream.
500.
Guys,
oh my god. I wish I would have showered.
Let's get into this here. Hi, Laura. Laura just came back from the gym. Actually, today's podcast brought to you by Laura's Tasty Snacks. Baked goods.
Baked goodies.
What are these? The raspberry tarts, I assume. You're not in the shot. You're not in the shot. Maybe you are in the shot. Oh, yeah, you are. Hi. Okay, bye.
Very good.
Can you close the door? Thank you. Love you. Oh, it's so good.
Oh, my God.
Oh, I love eating on a podcast.
This is why those 500 people have tuned in.
Let's start a podcast where we just eat. But no commentary.
No. Tell them what we're eating.
But not ASMR, too. Like, we're not close enough to the mic.
just far away from the mic. People are like, what the fuck is this?
Why are they doing this?
I like that idea. That's good.
All right. Here we go. The moment we've been waiting for. The moment you've been waiting for. Again, do not freaking watch the rest of this episode. Maybe come back later.
Yeah.
When the graphics aren't up. But we are talking about... Ba, 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 ba.
The theme is better than
us. Yes.
That's so bad.
Endgame.
Yeah, we're talking about Avengers.
Should I put the spoiler icon now?
No, I don't. No. I think we should give like initial reactions.
But let me run down some stats.
Yeah. No spoilers.
No spoilers.
No spoilers yet. Don't worry.
We just talked about 21 million with Hellboy.
Yeah.
305 million worldwide alone on Wednesday and Thursday. Again, we're on Saturday. We're still in opening weekend time.
Shit.
60 million on Thursday alone in North America only.
I did see a headline like late this afternoon that it is the biggest opening of all time.
Yes, it beats Star Wars: The Force Awakens. Star Wars: Force Awakens got 57 million.
Wow.
Out of the gate opening weekend. Of course, one of the biggest things of all time.
Yeah.
A franchise that was dead for a very long time and was brought back.
Yeah.
This is an amazing feat. It's just like just builds to this one moment.
It is a juggernaut. It is
a true something, and yeah, it's gonna smash all the records.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
96% on Rotten Tomatoes, and again, general thoughts, but if you don't even want to know that, get out of here.
Yeah. If you don't even want to hear people's thoughts, we love you.
Yeah, we love you. Thank you for being here. I will make sure to put a different graphic or put down the graphic when we're back, not talking about that stuff.
Yeah.
But
initial reactions. Your initial thoughts on this.
I cried.
You did cry.
I did cry. I welled up. I wouldn't say I was bawling, but I don't cry during movies.
No.
So having an emotion, a feeling like that is special to me. And there's a moment that happens, which I'll talk about later.
Yeah.
But I remember towards the end of the movie, something happens, and I was looking at this, and I was like, oh my God, this is it.
Yeah.
This is... No matter what happens from here on out, this is the end of the Infinity Saga. I know Steve asked a question, Steve Bork, at the beginning of this episode, is this the last Avengers film? Probably not, but probably with this cast.
With this cast, yes. This is it.
Which is special to me.
Yeah.
The 22 movies in the franchise. 22, 23. I think it's 22.
22.
Including Endgame? Is that 22?
That's 22, yeah.
And 11 years of history. That's fucking nuts, man.
Incredible.
It's fucking nuts. So when I was watching this, I'm like, my God, like I spent the last 11 years becoming a nerd, basically, allowing yourself
to be viewed as a nerd.
I kind of tried to explain this poorly to you this morning, but it was just like one of those special things
after we woke up.
Yeah, kind of like I've always been a nerd, but I've never was like proud of it in a way. Like I was always playing video games and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I kind of read comics here and there, but I was never like, oh man, if you like comics, you're kind of a fucking nerd. Like, you're kind of shunned in a way. So I was never like vocal about it. And then Iron Man and stuff started coming out, and like of course the Dark Knight series and Spider-Man, X-Men. They kind of informed how these movies eventually became. And it's so cool we live in this like world of nerd culture where it's accepted and celebrated, and this is like the peak of this, I think.
It is the culmination of that build up for
exactly. And now we have
20 years. Like
children. I have nephews who know who these superheroes are. And back when I was a kid, like I said, we weren't allowed to talk about them in some ways. Like it's so awesome. I love that. So in that way, Marvel fucking MCU has been a huge success.
Sure. Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah, of course. I loved this movie. Like,
yes.
To word, like right now, again, it might be rose-colored glasses, and I'm well aware that that's the possibility because I saw it like less than 72 hours ago.
Yes.
However, I don't think I felt like that coming out of a movie maybe ever.
Yeah.
And if I have, it's maybe like the second time it's happened. Like when you leave this film, if you've kind of invested yourself in these movies for, what would we say, 21, 22 films, it is, you feel this incredible fulfillment.
Yeah.
And joy that you've been actually along for this ride and you've seen this story play out.
Yes.
It's interesting too, and I think we actually touched on this morning, is you won't get that if you haven't seen the majority of these films. You probably don't have to see them all, but the majority of them. Yeah. You won't have that same feeling.
That's exactly it. And I was talking to some other people about this too, and some people talk to me, they're like, I'm gonna go see this movie. I haven't seen I'll say them, like Civil War, Thor Ragnarok, Captain Marvel, Guardians, Ant-Man's, and I'm like, holy shit, like I don't even, like that doesn't even like register in my brain because I'm like, it hurts me when people say that. But also when there's like a refusal to watch them too, it's like, I don't want to watch it, but I'll watch this. And I'm like, I've been telling people, I've been preempting them and saying like, I'm not spoiler, but truly to get the most out of this movie, you would have to have watched them all. Yeah. And to get the most out of this movie, you have to be a fan of it. Because then you'll be understanding Easter eggs and all this fan service that they put in this movie. This movie is fan service.
There's a lot of fan service, and excuse me, we'll get into it probably in a little bit. But a few people have complained about that, where there's almost a little too much fan service to it. Now, I agree with you. Fuck that, because I've invested so much time and effort and money into.
That's a reward, man.
That is a reward for my investment, right? Yeah. Like that's a return I'm getting.
Yeah.
So I don't have a problem with that. I get some people's opinions on it, but I don't agree with that. I think it's perfect what we've been given from this.
Exactly. And like again, rose-colored glasses and stuff. I will say right now, after watching Age of Ultron for the first time, I remember coming out being like, that's the best movie I've ever seen. In retrospect, definitely not. No. But it's fun. This movie, I'm already like on the ship of like, this might be the best movie I've ever seen. And it's only because I've seen all these other ones. Because you don't get to Endgame without all this other shit.
No, there's no way you would feel that way if you hadn't seen all of those other films. If you haven't invested the time into it, and that's okay. Yeah. But if you haven't invested the time into it, you're not going to enjoy this movie to that level.
Exactly. So like, are you going to enjoy this movie by watching all the Avengers films and some of the other ones? Probably. It's a really well made movie.
Yes.
Are you going to get the most out of it? Probably not.
And there are, and I'm sure we could come up with it at some point, like certain films throughout the MCU where it's like it's required viewing to get what's going on in this film.
Yeah.
And you'll be okay with it. But you don't, if you haven't watched them all and you don't really care, you haven't been a massive fan, you don't have that emotional connection to it.
That's right.
And that's what really drives this film, which we'll talk more about when we talk about spoilers, is this emotional attachment you have to all of these characters and all of the events that have preceded the event of this film.
Yeah.
If you haven't invested in that, you're just not getting something out of it.
And that's fine. And for the people who, I really don't like though. there's some people. Not about the movie.
My gears.
Not about the movie, but about like people outside the movie who are like, are they going to make another Avengers film? Like, in a way that's really condescending, in a way.
Yeah,
and it's just like, are they going to make another comic book film? Of course they can make another comic book film. It's like one of the biggest moneymakers ever.
Yeah.
But people enjoy these films. They're not like cranking them out, being like doing a half-assed job about these movies.
No.
They're like well-made movies, all with different styles and takes on genres. And,
they're putting in more.
And like character development. And there's a clear like line between these movies and DC movies, and from the outside looking in, that might not be a thing. Like people might lump them together. Someone the other day was just like, is Wonder Woman going to be in Avengers? And that was a genuine question. Yeah. And I was like, try not to laugh because dumb. But also, it's like...
But again, if you haven't put in the effort or thought in it, that's not really dumb.
I know, exactly.
To us.
Exactly, but it's more like comic book movies are, they're going to be a thing forever. Yes. For a long time. For a very long time. The bubble hasn't crashed yet. It might after this.
I think they will see a drop off after this because people have invested. This is the end of this saga, the Infinity Saga as they call it, and I do think you will have some drop off.
We are at an end of an era, for sure, and it's sad.
It is sad,
but it's
incredible.
Hell of a ride, yes, amazing. What else can we say about this movie? So yeah, I was just gonna make the analogy of like, it's like when your band puts a new album out. You're never sad when a band puts another album out. Or not even that. It's when someone makes another song in a genre that you like. So when someone else makes a rap song, you're not going to be like, oh man, are they going to make more rap songs? I just don't like that. I don't get that. No. That makes no sense to me. It's like, are they going to make another superhero film? I'm like, yeah, probably. Yeah.
Like, but you don't enjoy it and it makes money.
Are they going to make another horror film? Yes. Yeah. Heist film? Yes. Like, it's like, it's anything.
Yeah.
So anyways, are we there yet? I wonder if we're there yet.
I think we're at spoilers. So,
again, spoilers.
Maybe put in the chat too, just to be like, just to be safe. We are going to be talking spoilers.
We are talking spoilers now. GTF? No.
Don't GTFO if you don't want to, but you're going to get this movie real spoiled. We're not holding back.
Don't tune in at this moment if you plan on seeing the movie. Yeah?
Yeah.
Seeing.
Yeah, spoilers for Avengers Endgame.
There you go.
Spoilers.
And here's the
spoiler alert. Look at that.
There you go.
You're so good.
Spoilers. Like right here?
Yeah, just right there. You can't miss it.
Yeah, there you go. Spoiler alert right here.
Oh man.
Okay.
There we go. Spoilers.
I feel bad even like bringing up spoilers.
I do too.
I mean? Like it's just like I know.
So because there was a story that came out I think today where was it in China that this happened?
Yes.
So somebody left a screening or a showing of Avengers, and as he's leaving the theater, he yells a bunch of spoilers to the people waiting in line. Dick move. Don't do that.
He got beat up.
And he got beat up. And I don't condone violence, but like I wouldn't have stopped it.
That's what I said. I said I wouldn't do it because I'm not a dick.
No,
but I wouldn't stop it.
But
I would stop it if they were gonna kill him.
Well, yeah.
But obviously. I would Batman that shit. Where I would say, okay, well maybe break his legs.
Yeah. Drop him off of like the first story. Yeah. No, and we're not saying spoilers to like ruin a movie because like if somebody had ruined this movie for me, I would have been devastated, legitimately devastated.
Me too.
So please, sorry if we ruined
that was
this for you, but
the scariest thing. We were going to the movie and we're having lunch together and we're all joking like, what if we get in a car accident or whatever? One of our friends got in a car accident. It's very minor, but they got out great. They're fine.
Yeah.
No major damage, nothing. And then Laura's driving us. And I was just completely scared because people on the roads were being complete assholes.
Yeah, it was weird.
And I was just like, my God, if I die, I'm gonna miss Endgame. That's all I'm thinking about. I just like that would be so pissed.
I have like a baby coming in 2 months, and the first my thought was just like, if I get in a car accident, I'm not gonna see Endgame.
This is so sad.
What the hell is wrong with me?
I know. It's a problem. That's a problem.
I got a problem.
I understand. That's a problem. Anyways, so...
Not really.
Again, we're getting into it.
Yeah, okay, spoilers really for Endgame.
For Endgame coming now.
The way that this movie starts, to me, is exactly how I wanted it to start.
Yeah.
With Hawkeye.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted that so bad. As soon as that started, my heart started beating.
Yeah, I know.
Because I knew what we were getting.
And as soon as you see the family get dusted, of course they're getting dusted. Like, we all know it was going to happen, but it was so heartbreaking seeing that dust. Yeah. Was his daughter named Kate?
Yes.
So it's Kate Bishop.
It's Kate Bishop.
It is Kate Bishop. That's awesome.
I believe, yeah.
That's awesome. Who becomes the next Hawkeye, by the way.
And then you see, shortly after the next scene, you see the world, like, dealing with this.
Yeah.
Right?
I love that part of the movie is that a large part of the movie. In fact, I would say all of it is literally dealing with this. This is not just a throwaway thing that happened in the last movie. This is the movie. People are affected by this.
This is two movies that really, they initially were one movie.
Exactly.
Right? Like, it is one through storyline.
Yeah.
But before we get to that, there is a scene that totally threw me.
Yes. And that's when Thanos dies.
And it's because they go find him because they're trying to reverse
very quickly.
And as that's happening, I'm like, this is happening very soon in this film.
And it's not grandiose. There's no like major mega mission to get to him. It's just like we found him. They find him. He's a farmer, like in the comics. Yeah. And they stop him. He's at peace. He really is. And he's just like, I destroyed the stones. They're too dangerous. I literally just want to do this one thing. I'm done. And then he's like, do what you gotta do, basically. And then cut off his hand, cut off his head,
and that's it. And everyone in the theater is, I could hear the audible shock of like, what?
Yeah.
What the hell's going on? And people who've been kind of following this, you kind of have an idea of maybe what they're gonna do to kind of have this plan for this film. But even that early on, it was a shock, a great one. But it was a shock.
And I had to put this together because the end scene for Captain Marvel, you see her. The scene never happens in the movie.
Right, yeah.
Where it's just like, where's Fury? Where they have the pager. They don't even see the pager in this movie. It's just, where's Fury? And that's it.
Yeah.
They don't show that. And then I was like, why didn't they show that? And then I had to put it together in my head. It's just like, oh, that happened. You assume the rest. And that's how Captain Marvel found Tony and Nebula in space. And that's why when she brings them down to Earth, it's not a surprise to being like, who are you? It's, we know who you are because this happened. Who cares?
Exactly.
Yeah. And that's, I guess, and this is a minor complaint on the movie, but if I had to choose anything, it's Captain Marvel is such a small part of this movie.
She's a very small part.
And she almost doesn't matter in a lot of ways, and she also doesn't feel like part of the team.
She doesn't feel like part of the team. I feel like that's intentional to be like, this is a send-off for these original 6 or whatever.
And makes sense.
And great. But it does feel like she kind of gets a little shortchanged in the film. She doesn't get a lot to do.
Right. And it was her first time, like, filming
she
as
filmed,
Captain Marvel,
she filmed this before filming Captain Marvel,
Yeah, so it was interesting to me for her. But, like, obviously the rest of the movie is like fucking... And she's great. She's great. She's good in the movie. Yeah. She's just not important as much as I thought. Because someone came into me and, like, do I need to watch Captain Marvel? And I say, surprisingly, probably not.
Yeah, probably not.
Because all you gotta know is that she's Superman.
she's mega powerful. She's out there, and that's what you need to know. Yeah, and you watch the end credit scene from it. Yeah, is really what you need.
They bring back a lot of Tony's how he felt in Age of Ultron, and they bring back his analogy of a suit of armor around the world. Yeah. He's really defeated, and his relationship with Cap is so amazing. You forget that they didn't see each other in the last movie.
Yeah. Yeah,
they both fought Thanos, but Tony's the one who's just like, no, I fucked this up, and Cap's also like, well, I fucked this up. Like,
we all fucked this up. Yeah, and it's that's actually a really heartbreaking moment as well to see their interaction, and it's not this wonderful like, oh my god, man, like now that we're together, we gotta fix this. Whatever. It's really heartbreaking when Tony's like, we're still not good.
Yeah, we're fucked. We're fucked. I don't want to see you guys anymore. This is it, and then eventually. Like, we fast forward 5 years later, and it's such a slow transition. It's like 5 years later, and you're like, what? Like, oh my god. When I saw that, I'm like, wait, what?
And that's where you see the world dealing with this. You know, like, there's still, like, abandoned homes everywhere, and there's still abandoned cars and boats and stuff.
Nobody has got over this.
No, they're holding support groups, which we've seen in some trailers, and the Avengers are still doing stuff, and they're out there, but
it's sort of,
yeah. Like everything feels very like stagnant, and we don't know what to do right now.
Yeah,
for 5 years, and that really hits you. Just like no one has moved on from this.
Exactly,
which is good.
And you got like the War Council, like the Avenger Council, where you have what's her name?
Okoye.
Yeah. Denai. I don't know how to say it.
Guerrera.
Captain Marvel, Rocket, Nebula.
And Rhodey.
And they're all kind of doing their own thing. The movie only starts to shift when we see Ant-Man return. Because the true hero of this film was a squirrel.
No, it was a rat.
It was a rat, yeah. Who brings Ant-Man back.
Brings Ant-Man back. He
Amazing.
steps in on a button in that friggin' van, and
things just go. And we don't need to do the entire movie, of course not. But like, we can talk about favorite moments and stuff like that. But it's Ant-Man who's the most important part, which I think is really awesome.
Yes,
because he's, and that's why when people are like, "Should I see Ant-Man and the Wasp?" It's like, yeah,
you absolutely.
That's the one you need to see now.
You absolutely should. Yes, there's a lot of that. Let's. What were some of your favorite characters like?
Yeah, let's talk about some. We can maybe run down some really quick character stuff here.
Yeah.
We'll save like the big three till the end or something. Yeah. But we can start with like say Hawkeye, Ronan.
Love seeing him back.
Yeah, he's great. He's back. Great stuff with Black Widow. Black Widow and him have such an amazing moment in this movie.
Yeah.
And it's about the Soul Stone and kind of trying to kill each other, or killing themselves for each other. And it's beautiful. Like it's just like
wonderful moment.
It's like who's gonna commit suicide first? But then like they both want to do it because they want the other one to live.
Yeah.
It's so good.
It's so incredibly well done. It's heartbreaking because you know the relationship that these two have, and you've seen that throughout these films, and it makes it that much more impactful.
And Clint doesn't feel like he deserves to live anymore because he's killed a lot of people at this point.
Yeah.
Like literally killed people.
Yeah.
Bad people, but still people.
He's kind of a monster.
He's kind of a monster right now. Which you get to see a little bit of that. Like you get to see him kick a lot of ass with his sword. Not a lot of bow action in this movie, but
not a lot of bow action.
But still, he gets to do his stuff.
He's still likable as a character, and I like that. I think that was smart to not just show him as this brutal killing machine because you wouldn't really care for him then.
Yeah, exactly. What else do we got here? I liked him and Black Widow, of course. Black Widow goes.
Yeah. And
that was sad. I watched that and I had the same Gamora moment where I'm like, that's not real. It's real.
It's real. It's 100%
She's
real.
died.
Yeah,
she's dead. She's dead. Hulk.
So this is one where when they first showed Hulk, so in this movie we get Professor Hulk.
Yeah.
We get Hulk, but he's got intelligence of Banner.
Yeah.
For about 5 to 10 minutes, I wasn't sold at all.
Really?
For about 5 to 10 minutes, I was like, I don't like this. Because I really like Mark Ruffalo. And I love what he does with Bruce Banner. And I was like, this is neat, but I'm not a fan of this. But as the movie goes on, I really started to enjoy it. And it's a fun dynamic, and you get, obviously, the both at the same time attributes. And he's crazy funny in this film.
Actually. Oh, he's so good. Him and Thor are just hilarious. Yeah. They're both... Well, especially Thor. Thor is just he's a full-on comedy character now.
Yeah.
So super powerful, obviously, but they do such good things with Thor. He's such a sad character.
He's a very sad character. And you kind of forget when you're watching Infinity War, because we watched Infinity War before going to see Endgame, because we're like that. All of what happens in like Ragnarok and Infinity War for him happens within a matter of days.
It's pretty quick.
It is an intense few days that Thor goes through, and you really see the ramifications of that.
I think I saw a complaint about Thor and him being just kind of like joke and stuff, but like people, and he's always playing like, oh, I'm really strong, and now I'm just really sad because I didn't. Yeah. But it's like this guy, he feels responsible, literally the one responsible for everything, because he could have killed it.
Yes.
He could have ended it.
He is the one where you sense the most feeling of failure on their part.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Tony and Steve, you see that as well. But in Thor, you see like I didn't cut his head off. Like I didn't do it. And he really carries that guilt with him, and it shows.
Yeah.
Because he's an alcoholic now.
Yeah. Oh my God, his dad bod, and getting to see like Korg and Meek all over again. Yeah. It was so fun. Speaking of that, the cameos in this are fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Just quick rundown here. I have Tilda Swinton as Ancient One.
Yeah.
Great. Of course, if you're listening to this, you've seen the movie. I hope you haven't listened this far in the podcast.
Yeah, if you're listening this far and then you're like, oh, well, cameos.
Yeah. Tilda Swinton is the Ancient One. Robert Redford as Alexander Pierce, Haley Atwell as Peggy Carter, John Slattery as Howard Stark. We have Red Skull, him again. Of course, we have like Tom Hiddleston. We have Tessa Thompson's Valkyrie.
Yeah.
A bunch of people.
Yeah.
an incredible amount of care and detail. We have Michael Douglas as Hank Pym, like a young Hank Pym for like 2 seconds.
Yeah, he's not in it a lot, but it just adds to this world so much more.
Yeah, and I'm like, I can't believe they're doing this because the whole time heist thing is so well done.
Yeah.
It's so fun. And that's the thing is, I think if you haven't seen some of these movies where the time heist takes place, you're going to be kind of lost and don't care. Maybe.
And not care.
Because we have like Frigga, like which is Thor's mom. Who has had probably the more talking lines in this movie than any other movie.
Oh, yeah.
And it's such a great moment.
That's a beautiful moment, yeah.
Yeah. Especially when, at the end of that moment, Thor holds out his hand for the hammer. And he's just like, I'm still worthy. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah. You are, man.
Like, oh, yeah.
It's a beautiful moment, yeah.
Yeah.
You're right, though. If you haven't seen some of these films, you don't have that emotional impact. Nor do you have the tension that those moments build. Because it's, as you just kind of find out in the movie, like, a lot of this is like kind of one and done. They got one shot at this, and if they fuck it up, it's done. Like they can't do it again. And you really start to feel that in some of those scenes when they're kind of going back and stuff.
Yeah.
You're like, don't screw this up.
Yeah.
They do a really good job at building that tension.
I love that. And we also have like the little kid from Iron Man 3, which most people didn't.
I didn't pick up on that right away.
I caught it like on the drive home. I was like. Yeah. Oh, it must be that kid. It must be because he was by himself and he looked kind of weird. I'm like, yeah, it's that kid, and it was that kid. Yeah. The Ant-Man helmet. That's really cool.
In Hank Pym's lab, that was cool.
What other?
We have Stan Lee's final cameo.
Yes, that's right. Let's talk about Thanos.
Yeah.
Thanos to me is such an interesting character, and even though he. Like it's one of those things that they do so well in this movie where like they give a lot of characters a second shot.
Yeah.
Gamora, for example, comes back, but she's different.
Yeah.
Because it's her past self that is trying to find good in herself in this moment,
you see
right?
the start of
being good again, and that's amazing. You see Nebula being all evil again, and you see I don't know who else do we have here. Oh, Thanos. Yeah, right.
You see Thanos. So Thanos seems a little bit more like bloodthirsty in this.
It's great because he gets to see the result of what he achieved in one reality. He's like, no, I'm going full evil now.
I'm gonna wreck everything.
He's like, I'm actually gonna enjoy this.
Yeah,
like that was not the plan, but I literally saw what happened. So fuck you guys. I'm gonna kill you guys and anybody else who remembers, and then I'll start my universe.
And then I'll start again. And it's a terrifying notion because it again just adds to the stakes of this film. It's not just, all right, we're going to try to bring everybody back and not die in the process. It's no, we're still fighting for everybody.
Now for all realities. Yeah.
And it is a much bigger stakes. And I didn't anticipate that going into this film. And as soon as you kind of realize that, the levity of it is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, this movie's so good.
That's so good.
Let's see. Who else can we talk about? Let's talk about, of course, let's talk about a little bit more Thor, Iron Man, and Cap, because they are the main crux.
They're the three, yeah.
Of course, Hulk has his own moments in the movie, which are really great. They're fun and very important.
Before we do get to the three, you're right. Everyone does get their few moments to really shine, and it's awesome.
Does. Everybody
does.
It's awesome. Yeah, so good. So Thor, I think at the very end of the movie, it's so cool to see him kind of, once again, kind of be free and say, you know what, he becomes the unworthy Thor in a lot of ways. Some ways, like, I haven't actually read that, like, comic line, but he's like, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to go join the Guardians of the Galaxy and kind of find myself, which I think is amazing.
It's great, and that opens up so much for him to show up in the future.
Yeah,
right. Like
he's not done.
He could do a cameo. He could do another full movie. Like it's awesome. It's great.
It's great that he doesn't want to give it up yet. But at the same time, it's like, it just the possibilities in Guardians 3 now are gonna be so fun. It's gonna be a good time.
Yeah.
So I really like Thor stuff and how that came to a close. Of course, the main two are Cap and Iron Man.
Yeah. They're the heart and soul of this movie. I'm really glad that we get a lot of interaction between the two in this movie.
Yeah.
You see that relationship build back up again.
Yeah.
I really missed Captain America in Infinity War.
Yeah.
So I'm really glad that he gets
Yeah,
a lot of action and play.
I would say they used him the right amount in Infinity War and a perfect amount in like.
Yeah, it suited Infinity War certainly, but I love that character so much. Yeah, that I wanted more. And
I love that people love Cap because he's obviously the best.
He's obviously the best.
He's obviously the best.
He's the greatest dude ever.
And I mean, of course, we've been talking about this for a while, but the hammer.
The hammer.
That is
the hammer.
That is such like a well rewarded like if you watch like. It's like, of course.
It's a pure comic book moment. Yeah. Where it's just like, of course he's getting it. We all knew it was going to happen, but not really.
When the shot used to the hammer on the ground, I'm like, oh, that's going to happen. Like, I had it in my head, I'm like, oh my God, this is totally going to happen. And then you see it get lifted, you're like, oh, that's his hand. For sure. And then he has it, and you're like, ah! And then, yeah, and then I was having such a nerdgasm that entire time. Yeah. And then, like, Thor's just like, I knew it! And you're like... We did too. And he's using the shield and the hammer, just like
that was one of the best things I've ever seen in my life.
Like, I know, like
just seeing that whole fight choreograph, like
throw the shield, throw the hammer at the shield, boom, vibration, just bam, 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 toss, lightning. Toss. Just so fucking cool. Incredible.
We're not making any sense.
I know. So great. Well, if you've seen the movie, then you know. If you haven't, then like, what the fuck?
What are you doing here?
My God, yeah, that whole sequence was amazing. The ending,
the last 45 minutes, half hour is it's
so cool,
golden. It's like, incredible.
The line on your left, that was when things shifted, when the whole team gets together. You see this giant splash page almost from the comic books, just like side versus side. And that was amazing, like visual. But before that, an even better visual was Cap. Broken shield because Thanos fucked it up real hard.
Destroyed it.
And Cap looks at the army. He's like, "Oh fuck!" Straps it really tight. He's like, "I'm gonna fight," because that's what Cap does.
That's what Cap does.
Looks to the distance, and it's just Captain America and a whole fucking army.
It's not like Thanos and a bunch of dudes. It is Cap, busted ass shield, thousands of people.
Yeah.
And it's this beautiful silhouette of Cap, and he's gonna stand.
I want that.
That needs to be a print. And
I need that on my wall.
It is the perfect personification of what Captain America is. It's standing up for the good.
Everyone.
And it's standing up against shit. Yeah. And it's perfection. And then as soon as you're just like, this is it. This is where we see him go down.
That's right.
This is it.
And I love how Thanos is so strong even without the stones.
Yeah.
He's so strong with that.
Yeah, he's not just powerful because of the stones. He is.
Think about it, like Thor, well, Fat Thor, but he fights with Stormbreaker and Mjolnir, and he still can't win.
He still can't do it. Yeah.
Cap and Iron Man fighting the exact same time. He's just still wrecking them.
And he's like doing it with relative ease. Yeah. Like it's not an it's a pretty easy thing for Thanos to take out those three.
Yeah, insane.
And again, on your left comment, we might as well just bring it up. As soon as you think that Cap is like, this is it, this is when he's done, you hear on the left.
Yeah.
Or on your left. And everyone that was dusted
comes back.
Starts showing up. And this is the moment in the movie where I started tearing up. And I'm like, this is
beautiful.
It's the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
And the Avengers theme starts playing, and
you got fucking everyone coming in, like all the Black Panther characters. Spider-Man comes back, Strange comes back, Valkyrie comes in with Pegasus, Guardians come back. What else we have? Pepper comes back in the rescue suit, and she's not really rescuing. She's fucking shit up.
She's destroying.
Really cool stuff where you see Hope come back.
Yes.
When you see Wasp come back, it's so cool. Like I love that stuff. This is like amazing, and some people like girl power or whatever. But I love the shot of like all the females lining up to fight. Yes. I love that. Some people, I don't understand the comments. So some people are like, "There's no way in this big war that they all be together at the same time. It makes no sense." I'm like, "Shut up!" You would never watching. Like, who cares?
Yeah.
Because I'm like, okay, listen, that's fine. Let them have that because it's great. I love that. But also, you got the three manliest dudes ever fighting Thanos on the side.
Yeah.
So who cares? Everybody
everyone gets their moment. Yeah. So shut up and don't be a dick.
Yeah, exactly.
To see them all like get lined up and like be together. I remember like that's like honestly the second most like moment I had in that film.
Yes.
Like look at this fucking group of people. It's incredible.
Crazy. A-Force.
A-Force. It's A-Force.
Yeah. Oh my god.
And then
so there's a precedent for these stupid people that females fighting in the superhero teams make no sense. A-Force, bitches.
That's right, but not bitches because it's rude.
Yeah.
And then Cap says the line. Cap says, "As soon as we see everybody,
Avengers assemble." Yes, yes. And he finally says, and it's so.
It's
so
not
good.
a big bombastic thing.
Yeah.
And it's perfection.
And of course we can talk about
We're just telling you the movie.
You're telling me the movie, and we've looped this video a million times
already.
Let's quickly go through Iron Man stuff and a few things, and then let's wrap it up here.
Sure.
And of course, I guess we don't need to say too much about Iron Man because he is the heart of this saga.
Yeah.
He is everything. Robert Downey Jr. deserves some sort of reward for all of this. I hope he continues in some form or fashion. Not that he's alive, but I would be fine with a hologram or him being an AI.
Yeah, something.
Or something.
I want his presence still felt in these films in
some
way.
It's so incredible. And him, learning to be a father finally.
Yeah.
Like someone who's been so narcissistic and a playboy and he had
selfish.
no growth and selfish has settled down because he knows family is important. Even when he's just like, okay, I cannot afford to lose this. If we manage to do this, I need to keep my family.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. That's his priority now.
Yeah, exactly.
It's wonderful.
It's so great. And him snapping his fingers was one of the most... When he says, I am Iron Man, I'm like, holy shit, I am just bawling on the inside because I'm like, this is amazing.
Yeah. It's a moment oh God, he snaps it and okay, this is it. But it feels so worthwhile.
Yeah.
It is his reward to know he's fought for this long and he's tried so many things. He's wanted to make everyone safe.
Yeah.
It comes back to the shield around Earth and he is successful at that. Yeah. He makes everyone safe. It's the perfect ending to his story. As sad as it is.
It's so sad. And I love how Peter's so important to him too.
Yeah.
And they really do a good job with that, like throughout the last couple of movies, because it's first like you don't understand that relationship a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh no, he really cares for this kid. He feels responsible for this kid. So when they reunite, it's also beautiful.
It's beautiful.
It's just so sad. I'm just crying on the inside, but almost on the outside.
We're very manly boys.
And of course, when he snaps his finger and when he bites the dust, and Pepper is. When she cries, I was like feeling it too. It's just like you can finally rest. Everybody's safe, and it's just like holy shit. And they ship his body out in the water with the OG like
proof that Tony Stark has a
heart.
Yeah,
it's like holy crap. How are you guys doing this right now? I don't understand.
You need to stop this.
You need to stop this. And like when Happy is talking to Morgan, his daughter, and he's just saying, "You like cheeseburgers? I'll give you as many cheeseburgers as you want for the rest of your life," basically. And it's just like that's so nice. Call back to Iron Man 1 when Tony wants a cheeseburger after he gets saved from the desert.
Yeah. It's a beautiful moment.
And an amazing attention to detail in this movie. Insane.
Yeah, and those little, like that moment there, that is a callback. That's a fan service thing that is so important to me. Like that is a perfect cap to the story. It is this you've been along for this journey. You know all of these things.
Yeah.
Let's reward you for that.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
It's lovely.
And they do so with, say, Captain America giving away the shield.
Yes.
Cap, and it's so beautiful in Avengers Age of Ultron, which turns out to be a lot more important movie than you think it is, because they had the right themes going in that movie, but maybe not the right pacing. But it was like one of these things where, Cap has his own demons, and he just feels stuck almost in this world where he's just fighting a war forever, and that's kind of his life.
Yeah.
And Tony alludes to being like, well, what are you afraid of? And like, what are you afraid of? Like, it's just more like Cap always wanted to just be with Peggy.
Yeah. He just wanted that
he wanted that life.
Yeah.
And he never got that. And when he had the chance to do it, it's like such a perfect cap to his like end of his story too, right? He's like, he gets to rest now.
Yes. Yeah.
Right?
He gets to rest. It's the ending I did not think we were going to get for Cap at all.
No.
But I'm so happy we
did. I
know.
I thought he was just going to die.
Yeah, I did too.
But no, he gets they end this. Cap goes back in time to plant all the Infinity Stones where they were before, which sounds very confusing, but whatever.
It makes sense in the film. And
yeah. Time travel's confusing. Who cares? Don't pick apart time travel. It makes no sense.
No, you'll end up just hating aspects of it.
Yeah.
It's not fun, so just don't bother.
Yeah. But because I was thinking, it was like, well, like if Cap went back and he's with Peggy, how does that affect who Peggy gets in relationships with in the future?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Just shut up. We know it doesn't always make sense.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But it's so great because he goes back, lives life with Peggy, comes back with a shield as an old man, which is precedent for her, by the way, in the comic books, where like Cap is like stripped from his powers. He's just an old man. Becomes director of S.H.I.E.L.D. Eventually gets his powers back because of the Tesseract, whatever. Very confusing. But passes his shield down to Sam.
Yes.
Who now at this point is like, yeah, he deserves it.
Yeah.
He deserves to be Captain America.
Absolutely he does, yeah.
So it's such a great, like, yes. Black Captain America, I'm all for it.
That's our transition.
Yes.
That is, it's perfection.
That's great.
You've got a very good note there to kind of cap this off, and it's what is going to be coming next now.
Yeah.
What do you think, where are we going to go forward? Because they've come out and, like, Kevin Feige has said, like, X-Men is a while off yet.
Yeah.
They've got.
So we have Spider-Man coming next. Was it you who said that's the true end of Phase 3?
That is the true ending of Phase 3, according to them.
That sounds weird to me in the way they pitch this movie and stuff like that.
Yes, yeah.
Because I don't know where they go. Like, I don't know how Far From Home fits in it. Some people say, is it a prequel? And I'm like all of Peter's friends were snapped, so they're 5 years older, but they're in high school.
Well, maybe they were all snapped, but again, time doesn't really pass for them, remember? So
yeah, I don't know. I don't know how it works. We'll find out. I guess the whole time thing is going to be confusing a little bit, but
I'm excited to see a new team with like Captain Marvel and Spider-Man.
I need to see another Doctor Strange for sure. Did they confirm a Doctor Strange?
Yes, yeah, that's confirmed.
Okay, that's great because everybody ever since Infinity War needs more Doctor Strange.
Oh yeah,
he's so fucking powerful.
He's so great.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they do. Like, of course, Eternals, but I don't even know what that entails and why, like, what we need in an Eternals movie. I don't know too much about the Eternals. I know they're fucking, like, crazy gods.
Yeah.
But what does that mean for the universe? I don't know.
Yeah.
But then we start getting, like, things that are larger than life. Like, I think we get Galactus one day.
Yeah. We're going to get Galactus one day. We've got to, but...
Secret Wars is what I want.
Yeah.
Secret Wars is what I want. Which will be far in the future and stuff like that. So we'll see. And to cap this all off, the ending of this movie is amazing. Kiss.
Yeah.
Just a kiss, because Cap gets what he wants.
Yep, Cap and Tony.
And then an amazing credit sequence, which is well-deserved, where it's literally saying the cast of everybody.
Yes.
Just congratulating everyone for being part of these films, and then the signatures of the main Avengers.
It's perfect.
And I'm like, yes, give those people the spotlight because they deserve it. Even Hawkeye, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, he does.
Hawkeye gets the butt end of a lot of like jokes, and sometimes he deserves it. But honestly, he's not bad.
No, he's not bad.
He's not bad. He's just less impressive than the others.
Yeah.
But who cares? Yeah, amazing. That's the end of the Avengers.
So so you liked it, or
I hated it. I would rather see Hellboy.
Wow,
no,
that is
sad. This is done. Oh my God, I'm sorry, James.
Wow, we've missed people.
Love the journey from the Clinton Age of Ultron to this film. Sorry, James, I'm just tuning this in now. It looked like they finally figured out what Thor could be as a character in Ragnarok. Do you guys get a standing O for Spider-Man? No, but that's awesome. Spider-Man's amazing.
Cool. I saw some footage where people were applauding while they were doing the signature credits sort of thing. Yeah. That was cool.
Yeah, James said flipping off the toxic fanboys. I'm so sorry we ignored this part. James just like was so sucked into talking about this movie. It also changes a lot of the scenes with Peggy early in the films because she's never terribly specific about her husband. Yes. Cosmic Cube, Young Avengers baby. Wasn't Ant-Man the end of Phase 2? Ant-Man the Wasp is what I'm talking about. That's still Phase 3.
Yes.
Yes, it is. Richard Rider film. I want to see the Fantastic Four finally done right. I would love to see that, they're so important. No worries, buddy. Thank you, James. If we start seeing the Fantastic Four, we get Doctor Doom. And when we get Doctor Doom, everything opens because that guy's a motherfucker.
Yeah. And he's so powerful. He has the capability of being like the next big baddie. So.
God Doom.
I want it.
All right. That's it for Avengers. Thank you for tuning in. We're not done yet. I made a Vader is Luke's father joke. I'm glad you did this because I was literally silencing people on the way out of the theater. You know what's funny, James? Laura was jokingly talking about spoilers outside the theater, and I legitimately was angry at her for even like pretending to joke about spoilers.
Yeah,
I'm like, don't do that.
No,
don't do that.
Don't do it.
Because she met a friend from work, and then her friend from work was like, "Oh, that's a good idea." And then her friend from work was starting talking about it, and it's like, no. She's like, you know what I did like though? This. I'm like, no, I wouldn't do that. I would only do it on a podcast where some people watch it.
Yeah. Where like 175 people are watching it.
I like a Doom film before FF. Nah.
Actually, I kind of dig that idea, James.
We'll see.
That's cool.
We'll see. We haven't seen a villain film yet. Like I
think that's a great. I think that's a great idea, though.
We love you, James. We love you.
Me more.
Okay. Wow, this is a long podcast. Let's. It always is.
It always goes.
I don't cut this podcast. This is one podcast I don't cut.
No, why would you? Why do you cut gold? Come on.
Never. Let's talk about things in May. Okay?
Yeah.
Wrapping up. Again, earthquake off the coast of the Atlantic. She was talking about. Oh, really? You think so?
Oh, that is a great call.
Oh, Eric Cherapy. That is awesome. You think so? Namor.
Namor, yeah. That's it. Ooh,
that's Namor movie? Like, yeah. Namor's a dick, though. But yes,
yeah.
He's important. Yes, I understand. But... Yeah, that's cool. I didn't put that together. I didn't see anybody talk about that. That's cool. You guys are smart. You guys should do your own podcast.
Yeah. They should.
Latveria, yes,
not me.
Yes, where Dr. Doom's from. Yes.
Latveria.
All right, things in May.
I like that.
I wrote Tolkien.
Yeah, I'm mixed on it. I really want to see a Tolkien biopic, but
there's a lot of things coming out in May.
There's a lot coming out.
I'm gonna write this right now in the movie section. Actually, let me talk about video games real quick because there's only one. Rage 2. We'll see.
End of segment.
Tolkien, Long Shot, which is Seth Rogen and Charlize Theron's rom-com.
Rom-com thing.
Detective Pikachu, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
It's fucking coming. I cannot wait.
It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen. Namor, he seems really stuck up all the time.
Maybe he's like the new Tony Stark. Maybe he's like because no one gave a shit about Tony Stark at the start of Iron Man, right?
Yeah.
So maybe it's gonna be the same thing with Namor.
Maybe.
You never know.
Maybe they'll change him. T'Challa has been a bit much in the books. I haven't actually read Black Panther.
No, me neither.
No. Wakanda Forever. A Dog's Journey, which I just thought it'd be funny to put this here. It's that trailer that literally tells you the whole plot.
Oh yeah, the whole movie. Yeah.
Whole plot. Oh my god, that dog saved my life.
Oh my god, the dog's back. What the fuck?
Aladdin comes out next month.
What are your thoughts on this?
I'll see it. I'm not stoked, but I'm gonna see it.
I'll see it. I think I'm more excited for The Lion King.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Okay.
Me too. Godzilla.
So in.
Yeah.
And I love that first Godzilla. I thought that King Kong movie was really fun. Yeah. I know they're not necessarily like great movies.
Yeah.
But
I actually haven't seen any of them. Like I know Kong Skull Island's supposed to be really good.
Yeah, they're a shit ton.
But we got Loki himself, which by the way, I was gonna say Loki's interesting because spoilers again. Spoilers again. That now that he has the space Tesseract or whatever, his character resets, and that's the character that we'll probably end up seeing in his Disney Plus show.
Oh yeah, that's the point.
Like, cause Loki's dead in the regular timeline, but now he's kind of back with the Tesseract. So
I was thinking about that. Like, what are they going to do with that? But that makes sense.
That's probably what they do.
Smart.
But I don't know what they do with WandaVision, unless that's a prequel, because Vision's not back. Unless Shuri, I think, might have downloaded enough of the schematics of who Vision was that they can probably be like, okay, he's now in this body.
Yeah. They can do that.
Yeah, and then it's the whole thing is just like, I don't remember who I am. I'm just a robot.
It's a 6-part series of them figuring out who they are.
Yeah. I will do that. I have Marvel Unlimited. I'll do that. James is recommending read Ta-Nehisi Coates. Sure. Godzilla, Rocket Man comes out next month.
Looks good too.
John Wick 3, I cannot wait. That's gonna be awesome.
I love an assassin on a horse.
Laura said when she was watching the trailer of John Wick 3, she's like, he's such a bad actor. And I'm like, he's an amazing actor. When he's just like, I'm gonna need more guns, and I'm like, yes,
the guns.
Yeah, extremely wicked and shockingly evil and vile, or whatever it's called. Supposed to be actually not very good, but
really, that's too bad.
It looked good. But apparently it's not that great.
No.
I saw reviews of it long ago, so I'm surprised it's just coming out now. And Brightburn, which is James Gunn's produced I think it's a script or his idea at least, where it's basically the Superman idea, but it's a horror movie, and it's when the kid actually just wants to do evil shit.
Yeah, the kid is just like bullied, and he's like, I'm gonna fuck you guys up.
Wear these scary masks and do that stuff.
And look, I'm surprised of what they show in the trailer of like glass going into an eye and shit. Like, I was uncomfortable for me to watch. Yeah. But I don't know. I could be into this movie.
I think I'm gonna watch it. But yeah, I have a hard time deciding what movies I want to put in for next month because there's so many things.
So many things.
Pikachu for sure.
Yes.
Probably John Wick.
Yeah.
Probably Aladdin. But I do want to see the other ones too, so we'll see. All right, guys, we're at the end of the episode. Long episode for sure. Before we cap this off, we have an announcement to make.
Yes.
Justin, would you like to make it?
I would love to make it. So, loyal viewers and listeners of both of us would know that we do a joint show called Cinema Saves the World, where we do a marathon to raise money for charity, and we've decided that we are going to be doing our next one. We didn't say the date, right? Should we?
Yeah, we say the date.
Say it. Pre-planning. We are doing it on June 1st.
Yes. We'll do another Facebook live stream.
Yes.
We'll set up, what did we set up last time?
So there's going to be another Canada Helps link.
Yes. That's probably what we'll do.
It's easy, honestly, the easiest way. There's different ways you can do it through Facebook, but it's complicated as shit. So we're just going to set up a link, which we'll be very happy to promote. So
yeah, and we'll have it on a podcast feed, which we got to figure out after, too.
Oh, yeah. I just got to hit go on it, really.
Oh, really? Okay. And, yeah, we've done Lord of the Rings, which we didn't do for charity. We just did that for vanity. And then we did... what else did we do? We did The Dark Knight, which we did do for charity. Raised a lot of money for that, which is awesome. And any amount helps. We're still figuring out what charity we want to do it for right now. But without further ado, Justin.
Well, okay, look, real. We do have to, because we were trying to figure out what we were going to do.
Yeah, we're like Toy Story.
What series are we doing?
Indiana Jones.
And the idea was presented to us.
From Laura Gordon.
Laura,
this is your fault.
And this is Laura's fault. Not all of those, though.
All of them? No. All of them. We're doing a Nicholas Sparks fucking marathon for Cinema Saves the World. Let's look at this for a second here. We gotta watch The Notebook, of course. We gotta watch it,
because The Notebook is legitimately a good notebook.
Laura makes a great point. These posters are exactly the same.
What is happening?
I don't know. I will say we gotta watch a couple for sure.
Oh yeah,
at least 3.
We'll watch 3.
Notebook, Dear John.
I think A Walk to Remember, man.
Walk to Remember is actually a good movie.
Well, yeah. So do we want a good movie and 2 bad ones, or 2 good and 1 bad?
I don't know. Well, we're gonna do more than 3 probably, because they're probably gonna be like we need to make
5. Laura wants to do 5.
Laura wants to do 5. We're probably gonna do the lucky one. Last song. We'll figure it out. I did all these ones.
It's gonna be a random mixture of these.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Could be more. Who knows?
So yeah, Cinema Saves the World.
Cinema Saves the World, ladies and gentlemen.
Coming back June 1st.
Nicholas Sparks.
For the Nicholas Sparks Marathon. I don't know why we're doing that to ourselves.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm taking a vacation day so I can watch Nicholas. I'm taking a vacation day. It's all for saving the world. Look. Justin, thank you for being part of the podcast.
Thank you for having me on a show where I watched one of the 3 things.
Well, we talked about the most important things. Of course, this episode was going to be long anyways. I thought it would be be short, but it was. No, come on. Endgame could have taken the entire thing. Yeah. But thank you for being on the show.
Thank you.
Do you have any plugs at all?
I do, yeah. So I host a podcast with my lovely wife Shannon and a friend of ours, other Justin, called Pull the Plug, where we talk about music and pop culture and make fun of each other, and we do quizzes. And it's a lot of fun. You should check us out. It's a weekly show, releases every Wednesday morning. You can find us on iTunes and Stitcher and wherever you get your podcasts.
That's right.
Find all of our stuff over at ptppodcast.com. We also do so we do like Let's Plays and stuff like that too. And yeah, you should check us out and let us know what you think.
Great. Awesome. Thank you, Justin. And of course, my name's Tuong, host of Talking Tuong. Yeah, thank you. I can't wait for next month where we talk about May shit. It's going to be fun. It's going to be hilarious. It's going to be great. And yeah, check out the rest of PodCavern, of course, www.podcavern.com. Check out Ranked Top 5 list of stuff that don't matter. We have the Improv Punch-Up. this show, PodCavern Plays. What am I holding right now?
What is that?
I just started holding something.
We have the newest episode of Ranked.
Yes, is, top 5 superpowers.
Yeah, that was good.
Let's see, what else? PodCavern Plays, and then Cinema Saves the World. I can't wait to do another one of those.
It's gonna be fun.
Thank you, everyone, for watching. Thank you for everybody who tuned in. I hope we didn't ruin Avengers for you. Again, if you watched any of that Avengers part, that's on you, man. We gave so many warnings, but anyways, I would say this is fun. You can give it a go.
Yeah.
We're holding, for people who can't on audio, we're holding some
what is
sort
this?
of. It's like for your wrist.
Like a
wrist rubber.
Rubber thing.
Thanks for watching Talking Tongue, everyone.
Thank you.
And we'll see you next time.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody.